We believe strongly that joy is underrated and that a little bit of joy, even in the midst of some pain, can go a long way.
Why should we use comedy for our serious social justice topics? Well, we have neglected it for too long, serious friends in philanthropy and social justice. Comedy is one of the most powerful forces that we have at our cultural disposal. Comedy is a gateway to serious information over time. There is scientific evidence that shows that we experience things that are serious and complex through comedy first. We attend to them more closely over time.
You're watching You're Welcome America, the show that celebrates Black and Native cultures, or disappoints them, depending on who you are.
Katie Boer, I'm the executive director of the Center for Media and Social Impact, where GoodLaugh lives, co-creator and executive producer of GoodLaugh, producer, activist, book author, and professor. I usually wear hats. That's how you know that I'm cool. Today I washed my hair.
I am the creative director of comedy initiatives at the Center for Media and Social Impact. I'm also executive producer and co-creator of GoodLaugh. I've made a couple of TV shows. I've starred in a TV show. If you have a social justice issue or you represent a social justice organization and you want to work with a team of comedians, GoodLaugh is centered around making those pairings.
GoodLaugh sits over a whole number of programs that bring comedians, human rights people, subject matter experts together to co-create comedy, to study how it works. We really want to advance the idea that comedy is not used enough when we think about deliberate, explicit human rights expression and how we expand the great fabric of equity and come closer to the idea of real justice in this country.
What issue do you want to address? How do you make that funny, and how do you best disseminate that to the people? Comedy at its best, in my opinion, is that.
If you're in any kind of climate advocacy rooms, the comms people have this like really boring perennial debate over, do we lean into hope or do we lean into fear, right? As if those are like the only two choices. And we wanted to bring joy to the climate crisis, which I know sounds like a crazy thing to say.
It does.
We came to our funny friends at GoodLaugh. We'd like to make the climate crisis funny. Climate crisis is a racial justice issue. The city of Norfolk, Virginia is below sea level and sinking. It's a half black, half white city where economic disparity falls on racial lines. We decided to do a stand-up comedy special with our organizers in Norfolk, Virginia.
I want to tell you just a report from these white climate crisis rooms, what they worry about. Straws, sea turtles, Black people. It's not a good order.
One of the things that Color of Change has always done, and that I've always subscribed to, is that we don't dig into the serious issues first. Let's center joy. That's people's sense of belonging and community.
When we put comedy in the hands of communities who have been historically misrepresented, demonized, dehumanized, why does it matter that comedy can be meaningful in this way? Comedy humanizes those who have been othered, mobilizes a base, attracts new supporters, provides optimism. If you're dealing with really tough issues, how can you motivate people over and over and over again? Comedy is part of how.
Our greatest accomplishment so far has been creating a space for comedians to come together and bring their whole selves and all of their big ideas.
The good people of GoodLaugh, they had me do a bunch of videos to end racism, and but a year later I'm here, so we did not do it.
You have to change the gun buying experience. Any men in here been to Sephora with a woman? You ever seen women in Sephora? It's two strangers just bonding. They ask 90 questions, and you can't help but just share. You put a Sephora employee behind a counter, they'll know exactly where the shooting's gonna happen. Oh my God, the AR, this is a good pig, so gotta ask, who we shooting?
Civic imagination is the idea that if all we do is talk about what is wrong and broken and gross, we can't move forward because we can't feel and envision the world we want to be in when it's better. Civic imagination is what we need. That's the area that allows us to feel hope and play.